Hey,
Hi,
Camila.
Jensen.
How's it going?
I'm great. And you?
Doing good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little choppy though.
Yeah. How was your trip? Okay.
Oh, you there?
And now?
I think it's a little
Yeah.
better
How was
now.
your trip? It was for work?
My trip? You mean last week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, it was good. I had like a family event that was out of town, so I was just traveling for that. But it was very chill. It was really good to spend some time with my family. I rode the train out there, so that was nice. I just had my headphones
Yeah.
on, looking out the window, like super chill. Yeah,
Yeah. Where do you board?
where did I go?
Where did you board? Yeah. Where
Yeah,
did you board?
I went to Michigan. Yeah, I live here in Chicago
Good.
and went out to Michigan for a couple days. What's up, Kyle? How you
Great.
going?
I think I don't know if my connection or my it a little. You are freezing.
Oh, yeah, you're kind of freezing on my end too. Kyle, how's it on your end? Am I good?
Yeah, I can see and hear you okay on is it Camilo or Camilo?
Yeah, I think Camilo, your connection might be a little funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Kyle, what's up, man?
Not a lot. I just woke up.
Okay, cool.
How
Yeah,
you doing,
it's
man?
oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, I know it's
Nice.
early on the West Coast.
Yeah,
Early-ish.
yeah,
Saturday early, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice, guys. Well, what do we want to discuss? I mean, we can, if people have questions about things like composing things, Kyle, hint, hint, or, student things or playing things or just like things you want to talk about. This is totally open. So I'm curious what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I'd love to go over like some voicings, kind of like what we talked about. And Yeah, I guess just come up with some kind of way that makes it easier for me to like to experiment with different chords
Mm-hmm.
because that was like a big thing. Like I find some cluster notes that I liked, and then it was like, well, how do I make this not so specific, And then it just seemed like rather than like writing a progression that is like flexible or like that people could just like interpret in their own way, it
Yeah.
turned into like a more like singer songwriter type vibe where it's like this is like how the chord has to be played, and I don't want to do that shit.
Right. Okay. I see. So you want it to be more open so that when you play it with a band, it can be like interpreted a lot.
Yeah, like how like standards, like people have like voicings and different ways to navigate through the changes that is can either be like personal to them or like like you give the same chart to 5 different piano players and they're gonna play the tune but they're gonna play it like them,
Yeah.
and I don't want to do like the whole like, oh, this is like how it has to go type thing. And every time I would come up with a different chord or something, I found myself like struggling with voice leading. And then it just turned into this thing where it was like, dang, like this sound might be too specific. Maybe I just don't know how to label it, but
Mm-hmm.
getting from one to the other and having other people be able to do that in a way that they want to and not that's like strictly like dictated or
Like
something, if that makes sense.
constrictive so they can't relax or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is great. So I think we should do two things, which is one, you should show me like the sounds you're hearing, and then I can kind of help you just like label them so that it might be that the sounds that you have already are pretty good. And if we just put the right label on it, then what you're envisioning, like that looseness, will just happen naturally. And then the other thing is I can show you some really simple voicings and how a piano player would think about it. So you can like experiment with that. Sound cool?
Yeah. I didn't write this is gonna sound shitty, but I didn't write any of those any of those ideas down. So I'm kind of like empty-handed. The only thing I have written is from our last hang. Like I just
Yeah.
plugged in all of like the chords that we had discussed, but I
Okay.
didn't. Yeah.
Do you like remember them though? Like, could you plunk them out and play them for me, kind of?
The like the newer shapes or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay.
This was like all before like my sister's wedding, so
Right.
I haven't done honestly I haven't done like anything since then. I got sick and then I just kind of chilled. So
Okay. Got it. We got to keep you moving, dude. Okay.
I know, dude.
So can you just like give me the lead sheet or something? Whatever you have.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this is cool. Can you guys see the meeting chat from like the past meetings?
I can't.
Oh, interesting. I've got them all right here.
Nice. Yeah, I only see today.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me find the most recently updated one. What's the date? The 28th.
Hmm.
Okay.
Got it. All right. So let's just look like through what we got so far. Okay, so we're just hanging out on E minor for this stuff. Let me put on my sound here. I have to say, every time I'm composing, 90% of what I do is just replaying what I've already have. Okay, and then we have. Let's see, what do we got there? Oh, I remember this. We did like Ooh, that's nice. Okay, cool. So I remember we had a whole bunch of options and you sorted through all those. I love everything you picked. Really good work. Okay, so. What do we got? Nice. Okay, very good. Is that what that is? Yep. And then we have this thing. And then you went with the minor. Okay, cool. So then, here, let me just put this context. Okay, great. I love all the choices you made. So then the thing that you're unsure about is like you were writing out voicings and you were unsure if you should like write voicings for them, or what was the
Uh,
question?
no, so when I was trying to basically like update the recording that I made in Ableton, I wanted
Mm,
to like include just those chords on like a MIDI piano sound or whatever, um, so that I could update the update the recording
the demo,
basically.
yeah. So you could hear
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And
Yep.
then I figured like um too I would be able to, since I could hear it, I could like try to, pick and choose more, like even dial it in more or like
Hmm.
expand on certain things or whatever, because I would have like some, I would hear it. So I could
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
No, yeah, you need to be able to hear it. That's like
Yeah.
what composing is about.
Yeah, man. I'm
Okay.
not Beethoven, so
Right. No, yeah, I'm the same way. I play composer's piano. I play
yeah.
enough piano to hear it. That's really
Yeah.
it, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not a performer. Okay, great. So, yeah, you just need a couple ways to voice chords. That's really what it is. All right. So, yeah, let's talk about that. Um, so you tell me, how comfortable are you like with reading staff music, Kyle?
I'm getting a lot better. I was really good in college, and then I never never did it since.
Yeah.
So I've been
Okay.
doing like exercises on like Teoria and stuff. So I'm getting better.
Okay, cool. And let's just like go real quick and talk about like, okay, I want to see what your chord voicing like chops are, okay? So like let's say we have a G flat major 7. What would you play?
I guess like root seventh and third or something like that.
Okay, so something like this. Okay, can you guys hear that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that's interesting. So root 7th and 3rd.
Hmm.
Oh, I did root 3rd 7th.
That's
What?
okay. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that sounds like this. All right. Cool. What about let's do like 4 chords or something, and then we'll talk about it. All right. So what about like this E flat minor 6/9?
That I'm not too sure. So, if I'm like playing this like by myself,
Mm-hmm.
right, I would need like the root, uh, probably the minor third, so G
What's
flat,
G flat? Okay.
and then with the 6/9 stuff, it's like I don't know whether do I include both of those. I mean, that seems like to me, it's like those four notes, the root, the minor third, and then those two extensions, because it's like specific, seem like the most important notes. So I guess then I would play like an F and a C up in the treble, but I
So
don't
like
know. Yeah.
F here, and then C above it like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do it above or below, but yeah, for now, let's just put it above. Why not?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, don't worry. I'll advise after this. I just want to see what comes out of you here. All right.
Right.
So then the D flat major 7. Like, what would you do?
Yeah, 137 or 173. So D flat, whatever, C flat. Or wait, C, sorry.
C. Okay. And then what else?
Yeah, F.
Got it. Okay. All right. And then the B flat minor 7 over A flat.
So it'd be A flat. Yeah, this is one I don't honestly know. Like if I some like inversion of a B flat minor triad above that A flat. If I like looked at this, like if I said, okay, like this is kind of what was going through my head too when I was trying to input the notes. So like the last note in the treble clef was an F. So that's like a common tone in B flat minor. So I would leave that there. Even though it's the fifth and it's not as important, I would still leave it.
Hmm.
The C could be an extension, but I'd probably just lower that in this case to a B flat, or I could bring it up to a D flat.
Which one?
Like all these, let's just go up to a D flat.
Okay.
And then
And
I still need a B flat somewhere. So I don't know, like I guess like below middle C, I could add that.
okay. So like here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna share sound and see if you guys can hear this. Sibelius can be really weird with sound. and Zoom, so we'll see if this works. All right, so I'm just gonna play these chords. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Could you guys hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what did you think?
I actually thought it sounded pretty good.
Okay, great. Good job. See you later. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, this is great. I mean, you know how to spell the chords. Yeah, there's kind of levels to it. So you know what the most important notes are. So like in G flat major 7, you're like root, 3rd, 7th, boom, right? So a piano player isn't necessarily going to play the root, 3rd, and 7th. Do you know kind of what the piano player might play?
Probably some kind of rootless voicing, right? So, the only like stock ones that I know of would be like 7-9-3-5 and some inversions of that, but my vocabulary there is pretty limited. So,
Okay, so 7, 9, what's the 9th? Of G flat major?
A flat,
Okay, so there, and then what did you say? 7, 9, 3, 7. What did you say?
7-9-3-5,
Okay, so the 3rd is B flat, and then what's the 5th?
D flat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have this voicing. Right? Okay. Now, when you hear a pianist playing, like I'm going to play the whole chord progression like that, right? So does that sound like what you usually hear a jazz pianist playing?
No.
Not really, right?
No.
Yeah, what do you think is missing? Or
Uh,
what does it sound like, you know?
Maybe like the more space between the intervals, like bigger intervals, maybe, or I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep. So before we do that, so like a pianist are going to take these same notes and like spread them out. So it'd be something like, you know, maybe something like this. You know, right? So like, for example, you know, right? There's going to be a little bit more space, okay? Before we do that, I want to show you kind of the way to, like the whole time just now when I played it for you. First of all, when I played it for you, when I'm like singing along with it, does it sound like normal?
I mean, yeah, I think it sounds well. I never really thought about it, but yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
I think it sounds pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's enough to like hear the harmony and feel the harmony, right?
exactly.
That's kind of what's important here, okay? So all I was doing is this thing called, what do we call it? We call it a, well, it's not a, I can't even remember the name of it. But it's, oh, it's a close position voicing. A closed voicing. That's what it's called. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, isn't that just like just stacked thirds, like how or
Yeah,
I'm actually
totally.
not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the first version of it. So let's pretend we're doing G flat major 7, and I just stack all the thirds, right? Right. So this becomes that. I should have brought a mouse today. I'm like clicking real slow. Okay. Right. So that's root, 3rd, 5th, major 7th. Okay. So and then let me just play that voicing. Okay. Sounds like G flat major 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear how it's kind of dorky?
Yep.
It sounds very square, you know what I mean? And if I played the whole progression like this, you know, I like almost can't even do it, right? It's like I'm jumping around like that. It sounds kind of awkward, okay? There's two things that make it sound awkward. One is that So we need all of these categories, okay? We need a root category, a third category, a fifth category, and a seventh category, right? And the two most important notes, you named them earlier. What are they?
The third and the seventh.
The third and the seventh. Okay, the roots, like the bass player is going to play them most of the time, so we don't, when we're voicing things, we don't really have to worry about it. Okay, so instead what piano players will do is they'll sub out that root category for a different note in the root category. Do you know what that is?
I'm gonna just guess the seventh, maybe. I'm not
Well,
sure.
the seventh is its own category.
Oh, okay, then no, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, great. So the two notes that can go in the root category are the root or the ninth,
Ah,
right?
okay.
Okay, so this, now we have this voicing instead of this one. This sounds more like a jazz voicing. Sounds like a jazz player, especially when I put the bass note in. You hear that? And that's kind of like the minimum viable color to make it sound like a jazz voicing, is just adding that ninth. So most jazz voicings you're going to hear, they're going to have third, fifth, seventh, ninth. Okay? Now, let's keep going with this for a second. Let's do the E flat minor. Help me spell that E flat minor, just like in root position, the 6/9 chord.
E flat, G flat. I don't know if we need a fifth there, so I'm just gonna skip it. C natural, and then F.
Okay, so this already sounds pretty rich, you know? Just like this thing going on. Right? But let's check our categories again, right? We need a root, a third, a fifth, and a seventh category. Okay? So root category, check. Third category, check. C, the sixth. What category does that go in?
I don't know. Extension, I don't know.
Yeah. So this chord has no seventh. You see what I mean? It also has no fifth the way we voiced it right now.
Mm-hmm.
See that? So a sixth is like a substitute for a seventh. So sixth and seventh are in the same category together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we have this, the F, which category is that in?
For substitutes for the root, right?
Okay. Yep. Exactly. So I'm actually going to delete the root, and now we're missing a note. Which category are we missing?
The 5.
Exactly. There we go. Right? So now we have this voicing. That's like the stock way to voice E flat minor 6/9. Got the 6, I got the 9, and I got the fifth and the third to glue it together, right?
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now here's the thing. Now my voicing, it goes like this. It goes, what I've got here is, right? You hear that? It's a really big stretch, honestly. Like, me being a drummer who plays piano, that is too much hand motion for me to compose while I'm thinking about that, okay? So how can we make it so there's less motion?
Inversions?
Yes. How do I invert it?
I'm just looking for like common tones. So like the bass notes seems to be an F in that first chord. So in the second chord you could move the F down to the bass so that there's less motion there,
Wait, so,
right?
oh wait, hold on. Let's delete this one for a second.
Oh, okay.
Let's go from this chord to that chord.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, those whatever, the B flat and the C in that second chord, shoot, could be moved up. I'm not sure.
Move the B flat and the C up.
Yeah,
Okay, so put it like up an octave like that.
I guess the C maybe I don't know because all right, so like is the whole like goal here like trying to get as little movement as possible, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so that C I guess should stay on middle C because we have that D flat there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, fuck man. Let's see this.
Well, let's start with this. Are there any notes that are the same?
Let's see. Yeah, the B flat is the same.
Cool. So we're gonna keep that one there.
I guess yeah, technically that F is the same, right?
Yeah, the F is the same except it's not right now.
Right.
What would I have to change to make it the same?
Oh, okay. Move that up an octave.
There you go. Okay. What else?
The E flat. I don't know if like we want it to from the preceding chord to this chord for the bass motion to like go down or up, but I mean the E flat could go either way, stay where it is, or go
E
an
flat?
octave
Where's
up.
the E flat?
Oh, I'm sorry, the G flat, man.
Oh, this one.
Clefs. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that could go an octave up. You get a minor second at the top, but I don't know,
Oh, that's interesting.
dude.
So we would have now what we have is this. We have and then it's like much smoother motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Just to like play the devil's advocate. So a lot of times we don't want to have a minor second in the melody of a voicing, the top note of a voicing. So just what I would usually go for, it's definitely a possible voicing, but what I would usually go for is this one. So we're going like this now. Right? You can see that my hand, all I have to do is. So really all that I'm changing here, and let me change the clefs so that you can see it a little bit better, is this A flat goes down to G flat, this D flat goes down to C. And yeah, you see how easy that is?
Yeah.
And those are two chords that aren't super related. It's not like a 2-5-1 or something, right? Okay, cool. So let's just think about what that did to us, okay? Emotionally. No, I'm just joking. So here we have the categories. It's like root category, right? Which is the ninth. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we have the root, and then above it we have the third, and then above that we have the fifth. Oh, not the fourth. And then above that we have the seventh. That's like a root position. 1, 3, 5, 7. Now, what about for this E flat minor 6-9? What position do we have for this one?
It's gonna be 3, 5.
3, 5,
7,
7.
and
But it's a
1.
6, but it's still the 7 category, and then 1.
Right.
Right. Cool. So that is what we call first inversion, right? I don't even really care that it's called first inversion. Like, I never say that. I never think that. But I do know that this is comfortable voice leading for me, like for my hand, right? Okay, let's keep going here. So now we need to do D flat major 7. For this one, like, instead of like doing well, actually, let's do the root position first. So tell me, how do I spell D flat major 7 from the bottom?
D flat.
What was that?
D flat.
Dog flat. Okay, cool.
F.
F,
A flat.
A flat,
C.
C. Got it. Okay, cool. And then fix it for me.
The C can stay on middle C. The G flat can go down to F.
G flat. Where's the G flat?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the previous measure.
Oh, this. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm trying to see
Yes.
this. So the D flat could Ah, shit. There's that minor second again.
Well, hold on. You're gonna say it goes up here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that real quick. So we have that minor second.
Yeah.
Now, how can we solve that minor second?
Invert it, right? So it's a major seventh, or
So put it way up here?
I'm sorry, no. The D flat will be moved up to an E flat, right?
There you go. Yep. Okay, cool. So then now we have, look at that smooth motion. Those two just go like this, right? Or that's the right octave. And then the top one goes, right? It's so smooth. It's just, what is it? Ooh, so jazzy, right? Okay, and then what, let's spell it out. Like, what's the position of that? So bottom note is
3, 5, 7, 1.
easy, right?
Yeah.
Same as the last one. Okay, let's do the next one. B flat minor over A flat.
All right, so I guess A flat,
Okay?
and then root position B flat,
Oh, B flat right there. Okay.
E flat,
D flat, and then what?
F.
Okay, great. Cool. So, yeah, what about this one? How should we change this?
Um, so in this case, like A flat has to be in the bass, right?
Yeah, so, and let's pretend, see how all of these we don't have a bass note, right? So pretend that a bass player is playing an A flat way down at the bottom.
Sick. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we can move that F down an octave into the bass clef to keep a common tone.
Okay.
The A flat can remain the same. The B flat can be bumped up to C.
B flat can be C. Okay, so then basically you're switching it out to make it a ninth instead of a root.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then again, this minor second stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure.
How can we fix this minor second?
Maybe don't sub out the root for the ninth.
Yep. Isn't that easy?
Yeah, man. Cool.
Right? And yeah, so and then let's kind of spell this like we did the other one. So the bottom note is what?
Excuse me. 5, 7, 1, 3.
Great. Okay, great. So you see how now this is a different inversion. We have starting at the root, starting at the third, starting at the fifth now, right? Something I'll say too about this kind of slash chord is when you have a chord like this where it's B flat minor over A flat, generally you will have the root in the voicing. Because otherwise it doesn't sound like B flat minor over A flat. If I put a C in there, it really is just A flat sus, like add 4 sound, because there's no B flat that's telling me that's a B flat minor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so really you kind of have to have that B flat there, and a pianist will play that B flat if they see this chord. Okay? So this chord is kind of like B flat minor 7 with an A flat in the bass, like the 7th in the bass, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is looking pretty nice. That's smooth voice leading, right? And now all of a sudden your hand just has to go and then down to, right? Very smooth. Okay, so we figured all that out. That's kind of like a lot of math, you know? What ends up happening is that you see these patterns, you know? Let's just do the whole rest of it real quick. Just because I'm pretty confident a couple more patterns will emerge. So let's go back to the G flat major 7 now. And See if you could just tell me how to spell the G flat major 7 with smooth voice slating.
Okay. F,
Great.
A flat.
Great.
Uh, so we need a D flat and a B flat. B flat, D flat. It's literally the same chord, right?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Literally, the only thing that changes here is the bass note. So we have, right? Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but real quick, tell me the note categories.
7, 1, 3, 5.
Look at that. So now we've had one that starts on the 1st, one that starts on the 3rd, one that starts on the 5th, and one that starts on the 7th. That's why inversions exist,
Yeah.
because of smooth voice slating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the whole like substituting, the 1 for the 2 and stuff like that. I was completely unaware of that, and that is like that's pretty game changing, man. Like still thinking of
Yeah.
it as like these 1, 3, 5, 7 whatever, like scale degrees, but just thinking of the substitutions to keep this 1, 3, 5, 7 like pattern, that's huge. I had never heard of that. That's so cool.
Yep, really, really good. So there's a book actually. The one harmony like writing music book that I would recommend it's by Gary Lindsay, and it's blue. Just look up Gary Lindsay Blue Book. I don't even know what it's called, but it will teach you this exact concept. Okay.
All right.
That's the one book that I will ever recommend you. All right. Let's finish voicing this out. Okay. So next we have A flat sus2.
Let me see. Gotta switch back. Okay.
So you can tell me, you can either just spell it in root position and then we'll fix it, or you can try to like do the voice
Okay,
thing.
let's do that then. So it'll be A flat, then a B flat,
Hmm.
and then an E flat.
Cool.
And I guess we probably double something here, right? Or add something.
Yeah. Why is that?
I mean, I don't know if it's necessary or like a thing, but all the other chords are 4 notes, so this would probably just feel maybe slightly hollow if it didn't have that. I don't know though.
It's possible. Yeah, so this chord is kind of a weird chord because it like the sound of that chord is really just it's a very open sound. So technically if we added something it would make it a different chord. So we could add a third. But then it's just A flat major add 2, or we could add a 7th. This voicing is really common for this. That's like a very pretty voicing, but in context it might not feel right. So so here's that chord, which like how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It adds like some kind of sunshine rays
Yes.
amongst the melancholy stuff happening.
Right. Yeah. It's very bright, So that's
Yeah.
if that's what you're trying to do, right? Chords, you only choose chords for what you're trying to achieve, right? So what I just did was only the A flat 2. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's more in that vibe, feels like.
Cool. Yeah, so this one you can literally just do that. Like
Cool.
just no 7th, no extra notes. If you're feeling like you have to, you can experiment with like a fourth. This fourth will still sound dark. You can experiment with a flat 7, but that starts to like sound like something different. You could do a sixth. You know, you can experiment with everything, but you don't have to. All right. So here, spell this one for me real quick.
1. I guess in this case, it's still, would this be a 1 again?
I would kind of count it as a 3.
Sure.
This is a special chord. It's like the 2 is substituting for the 3 here.
Right, because it's the sus2. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5.
Yep. Cool. These categories, this is how you do this. This is pretty much all you need to know. All right, and then let's just finish it out, the last 2. So E flat minor 7, you can tell me how to voice it, or you can just spell it from the bottom.
I'm gonna stick to spelling it because I'm not too good with the inversions yet. So
That's
it'd be
totally
E
cool.
flat,
Mm-hmm.
G flat, B flat, D flat. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And let's put that up there. Okay, cool. And then now help me voice lead it.
Maybe let's see. Have the G flat in the bass. The E flat could move up because we have an E flat from the preceding chord. The B flat is fine where it is.
Cool. I'm just gonna put it in this. There we go. Same note,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I guess that's fine, right?
yeah, that works. So you got going from this to, right? Pretty simple. Another thing, like you could very easily make that a F, right? It's not the smoothest possible voice leading, but you might want the color of that. Like most jazz players are going to play a 9th on a minor chord, and it's going to feel a little empty to you if you don't. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that there just because I would. And then spell this for me.
3, 5, 7, 1. Man, that's so cool.
Yeah. Say more. What's cool about it?
Just this whole concept of like, taking what we all know of like the stock, stacking your thirds, the 1, 3, 5, 7, all those inversions, and then just substituting out like the root and the fifth because you know that the bass player is going to be playing the root.
Mhm.
So you don't need to play that. And then the fifth typically isn't super like definitive to the sound unless it's, like some kind of altered fifth. So
Yeah.
it's just neat to like stick to something that's super basic that you learn on like day 1 and then just move a couple Lego pieces around to get, smoother and like prettier sounding harmony, because now
Yeah.
you're adding like extensions in there and it sounds a lot more rich, but you're barely moving, so
Yep.
it's pretty rad.
Yeah. Really good. Really good. Let's do the last one.
Yeah, so we got B flat, D flat, F, and an A flat. So
Oh, hold on. B flat, D flat, F, and A flat. Okay.
maybe we could let's see. So the B, I was gonna say maybe we could move the F down an octave.
Okay.
The B flat can chill, the D flat can chill, and yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that. And then if we're thinking of like the substitution stuff, so I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. Does it have to be substituted? I'm only thinking because
No.
the B flat's like a common tone, so it just would make sense. But I mean, you could sub it for the C. You get a minor second like in the inner voices. Is that chill?
Yeah, let's see how that sounds, right? So if I moved this up to a C, for example, right, you would have this sound. How do you feel about that?
It's interesting. I don't know how it sounds like in context, but
Let's see if I can play it in context. Okay. All right. And then what's our voicing here? We have.
Sounds kind of cool. I'm noticing like visually even you can see, it's just like 2/5 or whatever compared to everything else like being like thirds and seconds and everything. So
It's a different flavor, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, and you could hear it open up, right? Before I was, and then what was it called? Oh, yeah. And then it opens up, right?
Yeah.
So let's figure out what the heck happened. Okay, so tell me the roots, or the the
Yeah,
category.
yeah. So 5, 1, 3, 7.
Wait a second. Okay, hold on. This is weird, because this breaks the pattern. So check this out. 1, 3, 5, 7. That's in order, right? 3, 5, 7, 1. You see how that's still in order?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, I see.
5, 7, 1, 3. That's still in order. 7, 1, 3. That's still in order. 1, 3, 5. That's still in order. 3, 5, 7, 1. That's still in order. 5, 1. There's supposed to be a seventh in between there. What happened?
That's cool.
It is cool. Yeah. So check it out. You kind of just discovered this naturally. This is totally kosher, by the way. People play these kind of voicings all the time. This is like what the order should be is 1, 3, 5, 7, which means that this should be up here. And I'm saying should just because that's like the stock thing, right? So that's what it would be. What this voicing you created is called a drop 2 voicing. And the reason it's called drop 2 is because the second voice from the top is dropped down an octave.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, exactly. So it's not drop 2 because you drop the second, like the ninth or whatever. It's the second voice from the top. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I remember that.
Yep. Okay. Cool. There you go. So what we did here, these are all what we call close position, and that's just defined by they're all in order: 1, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1. Right? When you hear me like comping for you like that, when I'm, I'm just using close position with a bass note in my left hand.
Word. Okay, so your right hand is playing like what is notated here, basically, and your left hand is playing the root.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to show you how you can start doing that. When you're checking this stuff out, because you got to be able to hear it, right? That's the whole point of why we're doing this. So what are you doing to hear it right now? Are you putting it in Sibelius? Are you putting it in Ableton? Are you playing it on your, what are you doing?
So yeah, I'm trying to play it on the push here, this thingy, right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have instead of Sibelius, I use Dorico.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, the sounds are, how the sounds are there. It's kind of shitty. So, that's like those are the only two things that I'm doing. So, trying to do it in Ableton and then listening to playback in Dorico. But I actually can't hear the harmony when I play it back in Dorico. I don't know if that's like a feature I'm missing or a setting, but with the chord symbols in there, it doesn't play them. Like I used to use Finale, and it would play that, but
it would play the chord symbol when you put the chord symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but in Dorico, you'd have to just spell out the chord like we just did here, right?
That's what it seems like so far. That's the only. Yeah. But so yeah, mostly I guess then to sum that up, I'm just relying on Ableton at this point.
Okay. And when you do it in Ableton, when you put in the notes, do you just do it live with the push, or do you like click in the notes sometimes?
No, I do it with the push because I'm trying to learn that like a piano. So, that helps like discovering new shapes and kind of like, I guess in a way like learning the fretboard, if you will. So
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's actually very you're gonna get you're going to compose differently because you compose with that thing.
Yeah,
Which
for
is
sure.
cool. Like you should lean into that. Not everybody does that. Most people, it's a guitar or piano or, something like that. Okay, so really what it ends up being is like, you want to know how to spell it like that. And I used to compose, like I just got Sibelius when I was 12 or something like that because my brother gave it to me. And I would just like click in all the notes and I didn't know I couldn't even read music. And I would just click in the notes and then I would hit play, and just listen back. So you can do that. And now you have this knowledge of like how to spell the chords and inversions and all that stuff. So you know how to do that. You can change it as you like. But what becomes really fun is when you can play these chords like on the fly without thinking about them so that you can just compose, like I can just sit here and make harmony, like, just like being able to just do that, it's going to make it so that you have all this freedom. That's how you really compose. You like hear something in your head and you can just grab the chords. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's like what I want to get to too. Like, because I feel like with drums and stuff, like, um, I'm able to, for the most part, like execute what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like a real time thing. I'm not like thinking like, oh, now like I'm gonna try, do this or whatever. It's just like how I'm speaking now.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I want to get that like feel like that with piano or like any melodic and harmonic instrument. Because yeah, I'm tired of just like being like a drummer. You know what I mean? Like I want to like contribute like some fucking cool music, dude. So so
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me more about that. Why? Why are you tired of just being a drummer and you want to contribute some fucking cool music?
Because it's limiting and like I feel like it I want to have like a more um contributive voice and like also like I've never really played in like groups like outside of when I was in school that I like really wanted to play with. I never have
Yeah.
like been like stoked to be like a part of a band because I have no say. A lot of the times like it's like really good friends of mine and stuff and I love playing with those people, but you know, they're just into different shit and they need a drummer and I'm like down to help you guys out and it's fun for a while and
Mm-hmm.
then I would always like try to contribute by just doing like like odd time stuff or
Mm-hmm.
metric modulation shit and like a lot of those people didn't go to music school so uh they couldn't pick up on it easy and also like they were writing stuff that sounded the same all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
Because they don't know about like different keys or like that like different shapes or like inversions or anything to make something sound different.
Yeah.
So it just became really monotonous and I was like, fuck that. I want to it would be cool to even just like bring that to someone who has none of that experience or knowledge and be like, yo, you can play this, just like write a song and bring it to my friends and they'd be stoked to play it. And it would be fun for me too, because everybody would be like learning and we're playing my fucking song, dude. That's never
Yeah.
happened before.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. You're on the right track, dude. You're going to crush it. This is great. So, yeah. So, let's talk about now, like the chords. Like you want to get to the stage where you can just kind of like flow, get them out. That's where you're going to actually be able to compose and you can test the chords and everything like that. What's really cool is there's all those positions. It's limited. It's like an algorithm, right? There's like major chords in this position, right? In this position, in this position, in this position, and that's it, right? And then there's minor chords. That one, that one, that one, that one. That's it. There's like dominant. This one, this one, this one, this one. That's it. And then you change the dominant. You change the ninth, flat nine, sharp nine, right? Flat five, sharp five. But it's the same shape pretty much, but you just move one finger like that, right? So it very quickly you could just get every single voicing and then do it in 12 keys, right? And once you can do that, then it's just you have all the voicings.
So
Ever.
did you have like any method of like systematically like just shedding through those things, or was it more so just like the awareness of that possibility and not really thinking of it and just kind of working through it?
So yeah, it was kind of both. It was I would go through like, okay, let me play. Like the thing that really helped me, honestly, was going through all the 2-5-1s in all 12 keys with those shell voicings, right? Because you naturally see the voice leading that works, and it's like in context. It's not just like, let me play all the minor chords, this one and then this one and then this one. No, no, no. It's a 2-5-1. So instead, I'm going, like something like this, where I'm going, and then I have the muscle memory. Those chords just go to each other, right? That's really, you need the context. That's the thing that makes it work. But there's also like, you'll realize that some inversions don't even work because they sound awkward. And so you just kind of delete them, which makes it so there's like half as many voicings. I'll give you an example real quick. So like, let me do a couple 2-5-1s. I'm going to go fast here because the thing here is not for me to tell you all this and then you know it all. It's for you to actually go and like do this a couple times, and like doing that process you'll figure it out, right? But like for example, let's do a 2-5-1 in the key of E flat major. Can you help me? What is that?
Yeah, F minor,
Okay.
B flat 7,
Okay.
and E flat major 7.
E flat major 7. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, like help me voice this F minor.
Just like how we were, or
Yeah.
okay, F, A flat, C.
Can you play this too? Once I
Yeah,
put
yeah.
this down. C and then what?
E flat.
Okay, cool. And then can you play it? Will I hear it?
Yeah, let me try just plugging in the speaker and let me know. I might have to turn it up really loud, but
Okay. You might have to turn on original sound too. I don't know if you know how to do that.
okay. Yeah, let me check 1 sec. So original sound.
It's like you click the little audio thing in the bottom left, the arrow next to it.
Audio settings.
Audio settings, and then you'll scroll down a little bit. You'll see under audio profile. It's one of the options. It's like the third one probably. Original sound for musicians.
Original sound for musicians.
Yep. Click on that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's already on there. Yeah.
Cool. And then once you go back to the screen where you can see me, it should be in the top right, I believe. Original sound for musicians, and it probably says off.
Yeah.
Now click it. It should say on.
All right.
Okay, cool. Then play your thing.
Let me turn this up. Can you hear that?
There you go. Yeah, I can hear that. Okay, cool. Are you playing that voicing?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, great. Cool. And then tell me how I voice this next one, and just do it in voice leading. Like,
Sure. Okay, so F. A flat. B flat.
okay.
And then a D flat. Or I'm sorry, a D.
There you go. And then now do those two together. So. Okay, and then let's do the E flat major 7. Do it in voice leading.
Yep.
What?
G. B flat. D.
Oh wait, this should be a D. Sorry. There we go. Okay, and then what did you want here?
D.
Wait a second. I changed to the B flat. My bad. Okay, D and then what?
What are we missing? We have G, B. E flat.
Oop, what did I do? There we go. E flat. Okay.
I always end
So-
up with these minor seconds, huh?
Yeah, so let's fix that real quick. How can I fix that?
Shit. Do you just sub it for the 9?
Yay, there we go. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to give you best practices here. On minor 7th chords, just always, especially in like a very jazz context, pretty much almost always, like with very rare exception, just 9th, always, okay? And then with dominant chords, yeah, we avoid the root at all costs. We very rarely want the root, so I put the 9th here. I might even sub out the 5th here, so like just this voicing. Sounds a little square, honestly, to have the 5th and the 9th. So how can I make it a little bit more hip and make the voice leading a little better?
I want to say a sharp 5, but you could probably.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I like that. So let's see what that sounds like. That sounds like. And then. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So now you made the bottom note go like this. That's really nice voice leading. Okay, I can make this even smoother though by taking this and putting it at the bottom here, because you see how this D can go to the D?
Yeah, and then it's chromatic, right? Just half steps in the bass.
Exactly. So then now what I'm doing here is I'm going. Okay, great. So that already gave us some rules, right? It's like for this, never have the root, always have the 9th. For this, for dominant chords, never have root 3, 5, 7. So never have the root. Usually you don't want the 5th either. So you pretty much always want to sub something out. So this becomes B flat 9, sharp 5. And this becomes F minor 9. Okay? And then I'll just take you real quick through like all the minor 9 inversions, because some of them don't really work. You discovered this earlier. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay? The other version is 3, 5, 7, 9. All right, 3, 5, 7. Well, 3, 5, 7, 1, right? But I'm only having 9ths. So
Yep.
3, 5, 7, 9. These both sound really good, right? And then the next one is, can you tell me?
5, 7, 1, 3.
Yeah, this one is pretty weird because you have this half step in the beginning. So I almost never use that voicing. So just don't practice that one. Like, because it's so awkward, it sounds weird. It's distracting, okay? So, and then the next one after that?
7, 1, 3, 5.
Yep, there you go. So, and I'll put this octave down. Right? Like the ones that I used for minors, yeah, I mostly use this one and this one, because this one has that minor 7th in the bass, which is also a little weird, right? So just practice this one and this one mostly, right?
Yeah.
Like then you have 2 voicings that'll get you 90%, and then you can add this one too. I practice this one a little bit. It shows up rarely, you know. So really, just doing these 2, you're going to get a lot of progress. And then, like now, I know I'm starting with these. Well, let me just grab the dominant chords that go with these 2 voicings. You know what I mean? Because I'm only going to use these 2 voicings. So, like for example, let's do the B flat 7 that works with this. Okay, so here, let's see. How can I make this prettier? Now, here, let me put it up an octave. Okay, so, yeah, just tell me the voicing for B flat 7 that's voice led from this.
D, I'm sorry, D.
Yep.
F.
F, but I don't want a
F,
5th. F
right.
sharp. Okay, cool. It could also be F flat.
Right, yeah.
Right? Okay, and then what's next?
A flat,
A flat.
and then C.
Great, but it could also be C sharp or C flat, right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yep. So those are the ones where you want all the variations. And then now let's do the E flat major from there.
You got a D,
D.
E flat, or I guess an F.
Yeah, we want the F.
G,
Yep.
and B flat.
Exactly. Right? Okay, cool. So that's one set. And then the other minor voicing that we like is this one. So now let's voice lead this one.
So A flat. So I guess it would be what, some kind of like 7-1-3-5 then, right?
Let's see. 7. What's the 1?
C,
1.
D,
D.
and some kind of F. Let's do F. Yeah, let's do F flat.
I like it. Okay, good. And then this one.
Yeah, B flat. Actually, that could go either way, right? I could go G or B flat. We'll stick to B flat, I guess. Whatever, it's fine. So
Okay.
5-7-3-1. So B flat, D flat.
Oh wait, this is D flat?
Oh, I'm sorry, D. Thanks. E flat and G.
Okay, this one is not my favorite. I'll show you why. So this is good. This is good. And then it goes up, which it technically works. My muscle memory would not do that though. My muscle memory would do this. It would go. Do you know what the difference was?
Is it the G? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a couple of those things. Okay, so here's something interesting. There's natural voice leading that is kind of supposed to happen, right? So this is in F minor, what's A flat?
The third,
Exactly. And then in B flat 7, what's A flat?
the seventh.
Okay,
the
cool.
Third because the seven goes to the third, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so it's kind of more natural for that note to go to that note. Okay? And then another one that's really common is like this is the what in F minor?
Oh, the seventh,
And then that is the
the third,
so then this should be
the seventh.
right, exactly. So we kind of want to like follow, especially the 3rd and 7th voice leading, right? If I took away everything, it would just be, right? That's what creates the sound of the chord. So I would probably not have that G up there. And then the other thing is that I don't really want a natural, or the root. I want that, and that would make this the 5th. And here, I'll put it here so you can see the voice leading. Because there's also other sets of voice leading that are natural to jazz music. So right here we have is 9, sharp 11, or flat 5, 9, right? So we have like this kind of sound. We have, ooh, right? We want to hear that voice leading, you know? So, or if I made it a sharp 5, that's another one that's really common is, you hear how it's chromatic? So we would have this thing going on. That's kind of the most standard. So with those rules going on, that makes it even more limited. You see what I mean? Another thing, just real quick, is like with each chord type, there's a version that doesn't really work. This should be B flat, by the way. Just like how we had the minor 7th or the minor seconds in the top with the, right? So if I do like a major chord, 3, 5, 7, 9, that's cool. 5, 7, 9, 3. That's kind of awkward, right? 7, 9, 3, 5. That one's cool because the ninth is in the middle, or the minor second, and then 9, 3, 5, 7. That one's okay because the dissonant interval's on the bottom. Not as good, but still good. Same thing with the dominant chords, right? So actually, it's literally exactly the same thing. And what happens is if you do this set of voice leading and this set of voice leading, you get none of those.
Wait, what?
So you see how this one is, there's no minor second at the top or bottom?
Right.
And then this one, there's no minor, well, this one actually does have a second because we altered the 5, but if it was a sharp 5, it would be cool.
Sure. Sure.
So that one, it's like, oh, if I was gonna do sharp 11 here, I might do it in a different inversion. I would probably do, what would I do? I'd probably do, oh, yeah, I'd probably do this. Which makes it so that the sharp 11 is in the middle, right? This is kind of awkward because I have that on top, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world, right? And then this has no dissonant intervals on the top or bottom. Same thing with this one. Dissonant interval in the middle, dissonant interval in the middle, dissonant interval in the middle here too, right? You see what I mean?
Yep. Okay.
Yep. So if you take these two voicing structures and take them through all 12 keys, you should pretty much be able to play anything.
Dope. Okay, sick.
Yeah. But the thing that I'll add though is that you can do different ninths and fifths on the dominant chords, right?
Sure.
You know how that works. So it's like I could do flat 9. I could do sharp 9, sharp 5. Right, I could do sharp 11, flat 9. Right, there's all kinds of different structures. So I would just start by picking one. Like I'm always going to do the natural 9 and the sharp 5, for example. Or natural 9 and 13. Or whatever one you choose. And then just go through all 12 keys like that.
Okay, yeah, we'll do. This is awesome. Yeah, sick.
Cool, man. Any questions about that stuff?
Not really. So I guess like one would be like, so when we say like sharp 11, like I understand like enharmonically it's like the same as a flat 5, but if you put that on a chart, would someone assume then that there's still like a fifth and that the 11th is sharp and the fifth is whatever, quote unquote, natural, compared to if you put like a flat 5, that's still like, because like if you were to like spell it, I guess, like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, would
Yeah.
somebody, okay,
Yeah, what I just told you, that's what piano players do.
okay,
So they will pretty much, like when we did those drop 2 voicings, most piano players, like this is the progression of being a piano player. Like in middle school, you learn, 3 and 7, right? And then you learn the shell voicings, which is what we just did, the close position, right? And then you learn drop 2s, which is, you remember what that was?
yeah,
Yep.
second note from the top,
Right,
but
which
down an octave.
exactly. So that sounds more like. And to be honest, I have really bad muscle memory for drop 2s because I mostly play piano composing. So
Right.
I know how to spell them. I could do it all day long. When I write big band charts, I use them. But like I can't really play them. Like you won't see me at a jam session comping, like
Right.
unless it's something I really shedded. But so that's what they learn next, and then what they learn is drop 2s plus adding a note. So it'll be, there's different ways to choose how to add notes. We can talk about that later.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put sharp 11, they will be thinking with those same categories. So if you can voice that, and that will be more than enough to know how it's going to sound when you play with people.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that 1357 thing with the subs, that's just like that's huge, man. That's so cool.
Yeah. Got to thank Gary Lindsay for that one.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to find that book. I was looking earlier, I couldn't see it. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. It's like,
Here, I'll find it
oh,
for
is
you.
it jazz arranging techniques? Is that the?
Yes,
All right.
it's this one right here. You're probably looking at it.
Quartet to big band.
Yep,
Hell yeah.
this one.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right.
Yeah. So, but let's make sure we're on track with your composition. So what needs to happen next with your composition?
First thing I'm gonna do is try to just play. I'm gonna update like the demo or whatever. Um, then from there, I'm just gonna listen a lot and nitpick on chords or like sound and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then try to go through that same process that we just did basically and work that. Maybe it doesn't even have to come to that. I don't know. I haven't listened to it enough with these chords. So, um, but assuming it does, then yeah, I'll do that. And then I still got to come up with like a roadmap. And when you were playing earlier, like the chords for the D section,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like the most harmonic movement in the song, funny enough, even though it's not like, you know, like whatever crazy or anything. I'm saying like there's like a chord every measure.
Yeah.
And I it sounded like a cool place like for like a solo section when you were
Mm-hmm.
playing it. So I got to figure out like a roadmap, like where people gonna blow, like and yeah. Then from there, I guess rework the demo and just kind of rinse and repeat. That would be like my thought process on this right now.
Yep. I think you're right on track. Yeah, start thinking about where you want people to solo, you know? And you can like, man, what I'll do is like I used to just put everything in Sibelius and then I would like listen to the demo and I would like sing a solo, like just really like you want to feel it out. That's how you get this stuff the best is like not on the page, but like trying to simulate it in real time as much as possible.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I would definitely do that. This too, man, it's like this might be the kind of vibe with, you know, how you set it up where it's like different solo sections, you know, um, like I could see somebody soloing over, let me just remember this a little bit. So we have.
Yeah, so for the opening, I actually like had an idea. Have you heard the song Absolutions off that Lee Morgan album Live at the Lighthouse?
Oh, I'm sure I have at some point, but yeah, tell me what you're thinking about.
The intro, it's so fucking sick, dude. But just like they're just like vamping on whatever, like the one or two chords that are there, and like the horns are kind of just uh like interplaying with each other. They're just like really like frantic and just like really busy, and it's like they're kind of like ignoring each other but complimenting each other in a way, and it's just like big and open and like kind of gets like some energy moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just like so cool. And one morning in the shower, I like heard that like over that. I was like, oh, that would be a really cool idea to like, since it's an open vamp anyways, and there's just one chord, like to add some kind of like energy. Like it could be cool to have two or more people kind of like, I don't want to say like battle, but you know, kind of
Mm-hmm.
do something like that. I think would be really cool.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then the air clears and either this melody comes in or this melody comes in.
Yeah,
Right?
and
That
that's
would
like
feel so
exactly
cool.
what happens in that Absolution song too. Is like they're like just really busy, and then like you said, like yeah, like the clouds separate, and then there's just that melody. It's do 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 do, and then even like with the melody, like it's like shadows of like that vamp energy are like trailing behind it. It's so cool, man.
There you go. There you go. Great. So I love that. You have like a reference that it's
Yeah.
coming from. That's so good. And like just to give you some thoughts about the solo sections, these aren't prescriptions. These are just possibilities, right?
Sure.
It's like because you in these kind of songs, what I'll see sometimes is either like it could be that like somebody just like you play the whole melody and then somebody just solos over this section, and then somebody just solos over this section at the end after that. So it's kind of like chapters, you know? It's
Yeah,
like different
that's
parts
cool.
of the story. Or it can be like somebody solos over this open, and then they play this 2 times at the end of the solo. It's like, here's the solo, and then there's like a vamp to like kind of send it off to the next one, right?
Yeah.
That's an option, right? You can have them play over the entire form, which that's kind of more like Dolphin Dance, where Dolphin Dance has like a built-in storyline in the form, and then the soloist is kind of like navigating that, right? So like think about how you want the whole song to play out. I mean, you could even combine those things. Somebody does like a full solo, somebody just does this vamp, right? Those are all options, and that's where you should be like playing around and just like in the shower singing like, oh, what if it like went like that? You know, that's what you should be imagining.
Cool. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting, man.
Yeah. So tell me when you have that kind of like a vision for that, and then I think we should just make like a basic lead sheet. You know, we don't have to make up a whole bunch of parts right now. You're not ready to play it with people yet. And then maybe start thinking about writing something else that will complement it.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound cool?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Good work. This was a fun one.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're killing it. All right, dude. I think that's a good place to end. I'll let you go. See you very soon, okay?
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye-bye.